Hey, so this thing has been cutting my grass for a year now, unsupervised, while I do other stuff. It's the Segway Navimow i105. It's a GPS robot lawnmower, and today I'm going to show you what that actually looks like in practice. The good, the annoying, and whether I'd buy it again. So the first thing people ask is GPS or boundary wire. The Navimow uses GPS, no wire needed, and you just set up the map in the app in your phone and it navigates by satellite. Now, the newer models don't even need the external antenna anymore. Mine still has it, but honestly, it's not a big deal because it just sits at the grass in the back of the garden, and I just forget it's there. The real advantage of GPS over wire, though, is that you can redraw your lawn boundary anytime. So if you put in a new flower bed or you want to expand the mowing area, just update the map and you don't have to dig up the wire again to reconfigure it. So here's what sold me on this thing. Once it's set up, you don't really need to think about it. The app schedules when it runs, it just goes and mows, comes back to charge, goes out again, done. What used to take me an hour every week, pushing a mower around the lawn, takes me no time at all. And that's not a small thing when you got a family and a full schedule. Alright, so it's not all perfect. There's a few things you should know. It doesn't edge the lawn, so you'll still need to go around the edges with a weed whacker from time to time. But honestly, it's once every 2 or 3 weeks, and I would have to do it anyway with my lawnmower at least. Another thing, if you got holes in your lawn or deep ruts, just you have to fill those in. It might get stuck in the beginning if your lawn is uneven. I learned that the hard way on a few occasions, but once you fill in those low spots, I haven't seen any issues anymore. Another thing inside the app is that you are able to configure vision fence and no-go zones, which is actually a good feature. So you can draw in zones that the lawnmower should avoid. For example, a berry patch, maybe near some kids' toys. And the vision fence uses the camera to detect obstacles on the fly, which works pretty well. Regarding the lawn quality and fertilizing, this is something I actually didn't expect that much, but the lawn got way better after I'd started using my robot lawnmower. This is primarily due to it cutting the lawn more frequently than I had the time for, and cut short clippings that decompose back into the lawn, which apparently basically works as mulching over time. Also, since I have more time now, I do have the spare time once in a while to go fertilize the lawn, which further improves the quality. Furthermore, I noticed that the moss in the lawn was reduced as well. I think this comes down to more frequent cutting, more sunlight getting through. It's not zero moss after 1 year, but it's noticeably better than what I had before. Another thing that people worry about is the battery and charging. So my lawn, I would say, is medium sized and it can't do the whole thing on one charge, but it doesn't really matter because once it runs low on battery, it'll just go back to the garage, charge up, and continue where it left off. So you don't really have to think about it. It just finishes the job. It's one thing I maybe thought about for the first week or two, but then after a while, it's just something that runs automatically. Now, Segway sells a garage for this thing, and it's fine. And maybe you can buy that. But if you've seen my other video, I built one from scrap wood for basically nothing. It's been sitting out through, rain, bad weather, and it still works perfectly fine. I'll link that video in the description if you want to build your own. It's not complicated. The Navimow is also weather adaptive. If it starts raining, it parks itself and waits, which is nice. You don't have to worry about it chewing up a wet lawn and that sort of thing, or get stuck for that matter. For winter storage, though, you should put it away if you're in a colder climate like here in Denmark. I brought mine into the garage for the winter. One thing I will say though is you probably need to redraw or at least adjust your map in the spring. Things shift a bit over the winter. Boundaries might need a small tweak. Not a big deal. It takes a few minutes in the app and then you're rolling again. Oh, and by the way, you also need to replace the blades once in a while. The app actually tells you when the blades are getting dull. Then you just flip the lawnmower over and swap them out. It takes about a minute or two. If you're considering buying one, setup is pretty straightforward. You walk the perimeter with the mower in sort of a joystick mode, and the app guides you through it. That draws a map, and then you set your schedule, and you're done. One note though is if your lawn has a lot of tight spots or complex shape, the initial mapping might take a bit of patience. But once it sets, you rarely touch it. So, all in all, after a full years of use, would I buy it again? Yes, absolutely. The time saved alone, honestly, is just worth it. The lawn looks better, and once you get past the initial setup, it's mostly hands off. The biggest trade off is edging. You'll still need a trimmer, and you need a reasonably flat lawn. But if you can live with those things, it's a solid investment. And if you want to see the garage I built for it, I'll link that in the description. And if you have any questions about the Navimow, drop them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer, and thanks for watching, and have a good day. Bye.